Justine Wong-Orantes, the libero for the United States. And Anja Maje, the libero of Slovenia. Slovenia in green and blue, serving the USA in red to get things underway. Slovenia have a chance for the first point of the match, but no touches on the block, and so it'll be the USA first on the board. Nice float serve. Just rolling over the tape. Wong-Orantes is there for it. The pipe attack is a tip. It's covered, but a free ball over for the Americans. To Larsson, and Larsson finds the line beautifully. Larsson playing in the Italian league during the regular season. A very well-established player coming out of the States, and look at the technique to put that ball right down the line. Robinson Cook just deep on the serve. We might get a very early challenge call, though. We'll see. Karch not looking too happy with it, but we won't get a challenge. It'll just be .1 for Slovenia. And the 17-year-old Masha Puchel with the serve. Huge swing through the right side. Jordan Thompson just going right off the block. Serve from Agbagu. The tip covered easily by Carlini. Recycled off the block, Agbagu again. This tip is good. So the tip is dug, but a net call is what ends the rally. Slovenia really getting up high and trying to push into these blocks. Thompson doing a really good job to take off all the power and just find it in the pot. Anja Maje getting underneath it. Great dig from her. Just into the tape from Agbagu. So it'll be Slovenia with the serve again, but the USA onto an early lead, 4-2. Milicic with her first serve of the game. And just a little bit deep, some nerves coming into play for Slovenia early on. Thompson with the serve. Nice float serve onto Puchel. Out to Larsson, the tip from Larsson. And again, that net shaking. We'll get a timeout call from Slovenia early on. USA up 6-2 in the first set.
6 mistakes. Two nets, two service. Come on. One spike outside. Immediately we have the first opportunity to score the point. And serve immediately. Go aggressive. No waiting. Wait. Come on.
So good point brought up on the Slovenian side by Marco Bonita. 6 points to the USA, and it's been 6 mistakes from his side early on. We sometimes see this with maybe underdog teams coming into these matches. They really are trying to prove themselves right off the bat. Leads to unforced errors that usually wouldn't be in their game. Thompson. Covered off the block, out to right side. A nice block for Slovenia. Larsson brings it back in. And the lefty tip from Larsson. Catches out Planinchek. Captain of Slovenia, she's trying to cover off her own blocking. Sees Larsson's up to something, tries to get behind it. So Slovenia on the board with a missed serve from Thompson. Berlini pushes that slide, and that's the play we talked about. Dana Retke going for that 1-foot takeoff, running around the setter. It opens up a really sharp angle. She'll turn her body back and just squeeze that between 5 and 6. Off the block, and just takes too steep of a deflection. Slovenia get another point. See Larson just waiting for a bigger swing, not expecting it to take that glancing blow. Nice pipe attack. Does not clip line. Good effort from Thompson, but the call is out. Already the USA changing things up in their offense, running really, really fast plays. Thompson again, this time she makes it off the block of Planinchek, and it's down. She's upset, that was very close. Would have been a huge point for her team, huge block. You can see her scan up and down, taking a look at the footwork of Thompson, see where she's likely to hit that ball. Good pickup from Retke in the backcourt. Out to left side for Slovenia. Off the block, Larson's underneath it. Covered off the block, Retke brings it back. The free ball over for Slovenia, it's on to Planinchek. And a 2-ball over. What a play from Pogačar. That's a great heads-up play. Some great defense from Retke in the middle in the backcourt. Thompson is blocked, but Retke there to recover again. But this smart play from Pogačar. Just go oop, right over the tape. Planinchek with the serve, Larson takes it. Out to Cook. Good communication from the American side, and Cook is gonna find space down the line. Pipe attack, triple block from the Americans. All three of the front row players staying at the net, getting ready for this. Timing is perfect. It's Ogbogu that puts it down. Great coverage. Accidental, but ball still in play. Puchel again. The call is that there's a touch on the way through. Completely accidental coverage from Milicic. She's got a smile on her face. That took a bounce off her head, but stayed in play, bounced right back over the net onto the American side. And then just the slightest of touches to score the point for Slovenia. Thompson covered, Slovenia on the attack. Big block from the Americans. Great coverage from Larson behind the block. Thompson with the swing. Great push from Pogačar. Wongarantis is behind it. Larson, the set's behind her, she makes it work. Another big block from the Americans. This time it's the reach, the pass just too tight for Pogačar. She reaches over to try to bring it back. The Americans are just going to let her encroach on their space. put that on the highlight reel. My goodness, that was straight down. She'll be happy about that one. Oh my goodness, I cannot believe the power she just put that back down with. Free point for the Americans. Slovenia trailing by 6 points, make it 7. Huge block for Team America. So we'll get another timeout call from Slovenia. USA up 14-7 in set 1.
Understand, if you play and spike to the middle, normal, middle jump, ready to use this one or block out. Come on, long action, we have to be calm and play 1 meter far to the net, no here, no here. Come on, let's go. Nice.
So Slovenia having a little bit of trouble getting into their groove so far in the set. Had a bit of a rough start. We're down 6-2, now down 14-7. They are putting up an incredible fight, but all these long rallies going the way of the USA at the moment. Block takes a weird spin off the net. Larson was underneath it, but it's redirected by the tape. And so her touch is just gonna force that ball away. Uchel with a big top spin serve. Means it's out of system for the Americans. Larson is blocked. Zakovic and Milicic putting up a house in front of the left side. Uchel with another good serve. Great defense. Out to left side for Slovenia, and a huge block again. So casual, Chiaka Ogbogu. But the angle that she is redirecting this ball downwards is insane. She is getting so high over top of the net. It is dropping straight down. Great defense from Ali Franti in the backcourt. And another huge block, this time Larson and Retke. The American team at the moment having a huge blocking game. Already have 11 blocks and have scored 4 points just clean off of monster blocks. This one squeezes through. This is what the Americans were practicing in the warm-up, is Carlini in that one position trying to defend the really sharp shot from Zakovic. It's one a bit steeper than Carlini was ready for. Retke, like it's her day job. In fact, it is. Gonna find so much court. She gets up so nice and high, and this is that B play where the middle is actually drawn further away from the setter. They're in kind of that no man's land between the true middle of court and the left side hitter. Just makes things really awkward for the other team to try and set up a block and a defense. Tip, Larson's there. Huge block for Slovenia. That is off one hand of Shifter. So Ricky running the slide again. Check the left hand of Shifter reaching up and over. She even knew at that point it was only off her left hand. Dropped her right hand down to get some extra reach. Beautiful back row attack from Thompson. Nice 10 play as Retke's running over that slide. She's drawing 2 blockers and Larsson's gonna come through it. Tip is covered. Cook finds success. That one might have been out deep. Puchel, I think, knows it just based on her reaction. Be interesting to see if that got a touch off the block. I don't think it did. Bit of a miss hit from Cook. Point's a point, though. Nice float serve. Very quick play through the middle. It's blocked and recovered. Great defense down the line from Thompson. Cook is dug. Out to left side. The tip is picked up well. Free ball into the back corner. And a huge point for Slovenia. Captain Sasha Plancec back on her feet. This was a smart play. This is a really fast middle offense from Slovenia at the moment. And she is putting everything into the reach to wipe that ball off the hands of the block. Nice and high off the block. Bumps that out to left side. Back again. That slide play that they love to do so much. Didn't work. Goes again. This time it's gold. Okay, with a big serve, out of system for Slovenia. Free ball over from Maja. The 2 ball from Carlini. That was very calm and casual from the Americans. The second it was a free ball, everyone was silent. They knew their role. Pass. Good cover off the block. Thompson. Thompson with another point. Thompson now joining Larsson and Ogbogu as the top 3 highest scorers on court at the moment. That swing 88 kilometers an hour. Huge block from the Americans. Again, this time only 2 of them going up, not the triple block we saw earlier, just as effective though. Their timing is bang on. It's a beautiful pass out to left side. That is a big swing from the 17-year-old. Thompson is in the right spot down the line. There is some heat on this ball, though. Small conglomerate of American fans in the stands cheering them on. Plancec with the serve, and it's just short. So this is the first of 11 set points for the Americans. Berlini on the baseline. Out to Zakovic. Blocked, and there's no coverage on it. So the Americans take set 1, 25-13. Great footwork from Ogbogu to get there. And that is just landing inside the touchline, so it's a hard one to cover. So confirmation of your first set score, USA taking it 25-13 over Slovenia. And just to look at the stats, the USA doubling the attacks of Slovenia, tripling the blocks. We're even Steven on errors. So really just an aggressive gameplay as we've come to expect from the Americans. Look at some of the volleyball IQ that we see from the team in red. Very capable of firing the ball at almost 90 kilometers an hour. And running those slides that she loves so much, but they're also being very, very smart about it. They're taking the heat off when they need to, keeping things interesting for the Slovenian team. Americans also doing a very great blocking game right now. Slovenia going to be looking to get a few more touches on those high fingertips. And that play from Hungbogu was so clean. Unfortunate overpass, and that's right into her airspace. She will put that down every time. The block locations from Slovenia, mostly through the right side. So where the Americans are swinging through the left side. The United States almost half on the left side, a few big ones in the center, and the other few on the right side. So very much spread out from the Americans. And we do see that the middle blockers in the form of Ogbagu and Reke, they do really great footwork to get out to the antennas. Yes, they're always going to be there for the blocks through the middle, but they can always put at least 4 hands solid and in the way in front of these blocks at the antennas. Even when it is really complex gameplay, they're always right there with the movement of the ball, have a really great tracking game. Slovenia getting fired up to go back on court. Top 5 point scorers right now are American. Slovenia gonna have to play a much more aggressive game in set 2 if they want to take it. So America with the first serve of the set. Great coverage. A high swing from Pugil through the right side, just trying to get those high fingertips, but she's not happy with that contact. She'll get a word from her coach about it as well. That is a dropping serve. Zatkovic and Milicic having a miscommunication. Milicic, the middle, kind of thinking she was going for it and then ducked out of the way. You never want to be behind the middle when they change their mind on serve receive. This is a better pickup. Out to right side. Tip is picked up well. And that's gonna get touches off the block and away. Carlini in the back court, 3 big hitters through the front court for the Americans. And a big block in front of Pugil. And and they will be looking to shut her down. They know that she's the main scorer for the Slovenian side. Carlini just short on that serve. Bit of frustration showing through. She'll have wanted to go on a bit more of a run, but it still is 4-1. Puchel catching that ball underneath. So putting lots of topspin on it, but just a millisecond early on the swing. Cook with the serve. Very short cross-court serve. Nice defense from Cook in the backcourt. Explosive. Right back up for the pipe attack. Slovenia with a beautiful set off that play, actually. Free ball over for the United States. And a huge block. Shifter. Tracks this so well. The sidestep to go out and line up with Thompson. And Thompson all smiles. Always in good spirits. And short from Milicic gives the USA another point. Good coverage from Planinšec. But this time Larson puts it away and there's no coverage below it. Out to Shifter. This is high off the block and definitely out. Shifter getting up nice and high, coming on top of this ball. That's off the head/shoulder of Retke. The only downside to being so tall and having such a great vertical is you risk those head shots on the block. It's a beautiful swing. Going off those high hands, Thompson through the right side. So close from Thompson. She was going for that ball that's just dropping over the tape. Get a substitution from the Americans. It'll be Annie Drews coming into court for Thompson. Huge serve from the baseline. Larson fires it off the block, and that takes a deflection off the antenna. Larson now tied with Ogbogu for points scored. 6 each. Cook right behind with 5. Good save, but it's a free ball for the Americans' side. Off the head of Planinšec, keeps going. The tip is not covered, right into the pot. So smart from Puchel. Only 17 and still has such a high volleyball IQ. And it doesn't need to be a big swing. It just has to cause confusion, and that's exactly what that play does. That's a big swing from the baseline. Annie Drews coming through for the pipe attack, which changes things up as well. You'll notice she's left-handed. Sometimes blockers find that a bit easier, or harder rather, to read, just because you have to shift over to the other side of the attacker's body. Something different to look at. Push out to Puchel, she'll roll it over. This is brought back in. Free ball over. America on the attack. Another block. This time it's Carlini, the setter, getting involved. So have a timeout call. USA up 11-5 over Slovenia in set 2.
Okay, first of all, in defense, we have to stay, especially when they spike from the pipe, stay in the middle and leave the line. Okay, our problem is in spike. We spike on the block every time. Block, block, block. They spike long and strong. We wait and spike on the block every time. Use the block, use the block.
So again, the advice is to swing for those high hands. It's something that Slovenia have tried to do against these power blocking teams before. They have found some success with it. Out of system, this is a nice set back in. Nice block. This time it's the setter Pogačar that's getting into the blocking action for Slovenia. That'll be the 4th point for Slovenia, purely off blocks. Great pancake to keep this one alive. Incredible defense from Zatkovic. And the one ball attack, that is lethal. We'll take another look at this from Carlini. To have a setter that is always ready on the attack is something that is so good to have. Schaffer pops it up, and you can see that Carlini from the start was going to hit that ball. Now doubling Slovenia's score, the USA up 12-6. To Zatkovic. Big swing through the left side. Kelsey Cook. Zatkovic finds fingertips, and that is what coach Marco Bonita was telling them to do. Make contact with that ball nice and high, and this is what you get. Just a little deflection off a hand. That's all you need to score the point. It's a rare serving error from Puchel, usually a very consistent server. And an ace for the Americans and for Cook. Cook, the highest scorer on court now, doing some damage from the baseline. This time she'll go for a float. And that's in the court. The Americans putting on a clinic in blocking. Now 10 points they've scored off the block. This one was tight, but that ball just flattening a touch and landing in. There's the benefit of kind of wiping your hands across the court when you're blocking. Substitution coming from the Americans. Ali Franti coming back on court for them. Not the cleanest contact from Okboga, but she won't mind. A point is a point, and this is a rapid one through the middle, just clipping the tape. She's coming over this high and hard. So Retke off for the Americans, and Haley Washington coming in her place. 27-year-old playing for Scandici in the Italian League. That's a rapid set through the middle. Great coverage from Mage. A great block from Planinchek. Carlini gets hands on it, and this one just pushed through the block. And there's the experience of Larson showing through. Not going for glory, just going for the smart plays. This was a smart play from Mage. Great defense. And Larson pinballing it off the block. And that's exactly what Slovenia need. This is what Pogačar was trying to do last point as well, but it was a bit too rapid. This time it was perfect. The very fast beat to Planinchek. Huge block. Planinchek and Shifter so close to a monster block and just deflecting off the wrong way. Can't see the side of the court from that angle, but it was so close. That one from Drews, just deep. So Slovenia hit double digits. The USA already at 19. Another substitution from the Americans. None other than Catherine Plummer coming on court now. That one well deep from Shifter. Plummer with the serve. Good pickup. And the call is that it's out. Slovenia hoping, trying so hard to make that block go in. This time it's just too much. Drews follows it the whole way. Ooh, that is close, but there you go on the Bolt 6 technology. That is just out. So a good call from Drews. That one taking a roll off the tape. It's an overpass. Blocked. The pancake sets it up, and rally still going. And that one is off the block and out. So Slovenia come away with the point, but coach Marco Bonita not happy with the play and how that went. Nice flat serve from Planinchek. And that is right into the middle of the corner. Perfect angle from Franti. So we'll get Ashley Evans coming in to relieve Carlini for a few rotations. Beautiful swing and finds the corner of court. That B play is working well for Slovenia when they can link it up. And it's tough to access that middle if the pass isn't on a dime. Americans being such a hard offensive team, it's hard to pass these shots. And they'll They'll immediately make it right back up. So 23 serving 12. And Evans going back to the baseline for her first serve of the match. Plummer's underneath it. The tip is blocked. Very sharp cross-court tip. Sets out to Zakovic. Evans so close. That pass just a little bit tight. She's running from backcourt to try and set this ball. Just when she lands her right foot over that center line. The USA still besting Slovenia by 10 points. Nice top spin serve, pass well on to Evans. And no touches as that one's through. So first of 11 set points for the Americans. 24 serving 13. First set went the way of the States, 25-13. Out of system for Slovenia. Shifter just rolling one over and it's out the back. So an easy end to the second set for Team USA. Take this one 25-13. Took the first set 25-13 as well. They're now up 2 sets to Slovenia's 0. So a look at the stats from set 2. And again, the USA just on the attack. 12 attacks to Slovenia's 6. Doubling the blocks as well. Fewer blocks in set 2 than set 1 for the USA, but still quite a few. And 2 aces. Slovenia with a few more errors. Just all adding up to be a 25-13 set for the Americans. A big attacking player for Slovenia, but the USA setting up huge blocks in front of her. Even with other games, the whole team can be back in the hotel or training, etc., and the USA has staff in this venue doing stats and watching every single match. So they have so much info on these teams that they'll know exactly who to key the defense on. Few lucky bounces for the Americans, but you know, as they say, you have to be good to be lucky. So it's all that hard work and effort coming through to push out these sets quickly.
Co należy zrobić? Należy przeskoczyć nogą firmę blachy Kruszyńskiej, skoczyć do koła, odbić piłkę 3 razy i slalomem dobiec do mety. Proste? Pewnie, że proste. Jak masz na imię? Asia przyjechała skąd? Asia z komórnik, brawo! Gdzie są komórniki? Są! A jej rywalką będzie. Jak masz na imię? Wiktoria, skąd przyjechałaś? Czy są łodzianie? Czy są pani Wiktorii? Są. Dziewczyny, czy wszystko jest jasne? Czy zasady są jasne? Tutaj musi być podskrytko, w kółku 3 odbicia piłki, a potem slalomem do mety. Widzę, że jest grupa kibiców, państwo też robią hałas. To zaczynamy.
So the USA so far putting in a really strong serving game, making things difficult for the Slovenians. They're not able to really set up their offense the way that they would have liked to. Not able to access middle and do those complex plays that they like to do, and as such, making their job a bit easier for defending the USA. Slovenia trying to force those serves as well, but just not quite working out for them. A few more errors, a few more serves out the back. Americans getting ready in their serve receive. It's Slovenia with the first serve to start off set 3. Franti with a cracking swing through the left side, puts the States first on the board. Out to right side. That is so clever from Fuchel. All topspin, no power. And it's just that off speed that's going to catch the Americans out. You can see just that extra little stutter step from Cook and Franti in the backcourt means they're just that millisecond too late to pick that shot up. Out to left side and squeeze through the block. Slovenia will be needing to do a bit more of that to keep in this game. Karj Karai stoic as ever. Fuchel again, just a little bit too much on it, connecting with the bottom too much. You can see a bit of variation in these players' serves, but ideally you're wanting that ball to go just over the tape and not higher than the top of the antenna. It's kind of the hardest spot to get a good pass from. Plummer underneath the tip. And that's a beautiful swing through the left side from Schifter. Schifter, the highest point scorer for Slovenia at the moment. This one, 81 kilometers an hour. But that'll give her 7 points to her name, right up in ties with Larson and Cook of the American team. Free ball over, but causing some problems. Block is recycled. And there's an end of a rally block for the Americans. What we've come to expect. That'll give them 11 points off the block now. Drews with the serve. Almost gets an ace out of it, but gets a free ball. Plummer smashes it and finds baseline. Plummer is an absolute beast. Swings through the left side for Team USA, but during the season plays for Moco Conegliano in the Italian league. Tip gets a block touch. Washington just gets fingertips onto it. And the ball dies right behind the block. Plummer, and Plummer with the volley into the pot. And again, just saying about how she is a beast and she can whack a ball. Slovenia knows that as well. They're setting up a deep defense and players on their heels just ready to try and deflect a ball and pop it upwards. So when that free ball comes over, so delicate, it's a bit hard to get underneath. And that one coming off the libero and into the stands. Wongerantes does a good job to get behind it, but there's just so much power on this. 82 kilometers an hour this time from Shifter. Wongerantes wants a redo. Quick apology. She's in the right spot. Just needed that extra half second to get her platform behind the ball. Gift from Shifter gives the Americans their lead back just by 1 point so far. And that's a big swing from Planinchek through the middle. Good footwork from Pogačar to get underneath this ball. And again, Planinchek with so much experience knowing to follow her setter. Get nice and close for that swing. Slovenia just with a bit of excitement from the baseline. Very, very close to being an ace, but volleyball is a game of small margins, as we say. Serve coming from Evans, and it's an ace. A very, very flat serve. This is what we talk about, the height of the serve, just sailing it over the tape like that, and that's what you get. Timeout call from Slovenia. The Americans up 8-6 in set 3.
They serve from here. Complete zone, you have to be ready. These players, okay? And Masha, Zatko, Mia. When we play high ball in 4, we have to spike long, 6-1, not to the middle. Okay? Long, but not close to the shot.
Slovenia still working on running a more complex offense. The Americans very keen to set up blocks in front of them. So Marco Bonita just saying, you can't just be swinging and not thinking about it. You gotta swing high, you gotta swing deep. Ten attack is blocked. Oh, and there's just some miscommunication. A few Slovenian players underneath the block to recycle this ball. And just doing the you go, no I go, no you go. No one goes. USA starting to pull ahead. Brought back in and a free ball over for the Americans. What will they do with it? Out to Franti. And Franti says, thank you very much. .81 kilometers an hour from the big left side hitter. And we have some American fans in the stands absolutely loving the show. Good coverage out of the netting. Free ball over for Slovenia. Here's their opportunity. And the call is that there's touches on the way through. Drews is agreeing with that. So the States won't fight it. Pogačar with the serve. Again, more unforced errors from Slovenia on the serve. They're trying to increase that service pressure on the Americans, and they absolutely need to if they want their offense to be a bit shakier. Right now, the offense from the States is relentless. But the errors from Slovenia creeping up. Now 15 points to the USA just on errors alone. Franti will give one back as that one's into the net. Puchel with a big top spin serve onto Plummer. Huge block. Shifter getting in there with Milicic. Milicic coming up at the last second. Actually getting that deflection as she's coming up is going to knock that ball down even faster. And a weird one from Puchel, gets her thumb a bit too far down. Touch of a miss hit on that serve. Good up from Mage. Huge block. I love the celebration from the bench as well as from Washington herself. Just turns around for the big flex. That's a great swing down the line. Good effort from Ogbogu. She's in the right spot, but a lot of spin on that ball. I often tell players when they're defending down that line, you want your outside foot right on the line. Ogbogu just that inch off, and just the inch off on the platform as well. Plummer. Plummer with a rare miss hit. Just got a little bit too much of an angle on it. Gonna keep Slovenia in this set a little bit longer. Oh, almost. Puchel in 6, just gets a touch beneath it, but not enough to pop it up. Drew's just rolling it over the tape. And a nice block for the Americans. Put another one on the stat sheet, make it 14. Four big hands just popping up, and that's gonna clip Washington square in her block. Drews with more power on this serve. Great defense. Oh no! Hence originally going to pick up that second ball, but it was going towards Plummer, so she thought maybe Plummer will take it instead. Ends up no one takes it. I'm sure Karch will be having a word about that later on. In a game like this, you can afford those errors, but later on this week, they won't be wanting to make those points. Plummer, no doubt about it this time. She'll take the set and hand it to Drews. And Drews will make that clean swing. That's a massive swing. Slovenia putting on a show for us still. And that first dummy play from Planinchek coming up and pretending to swing. And that absolutely sells it to Cook, who doesn't end up going for the proper swing, and that was so good. Evans this time getting there for the block, but just a little bit too far off the net. Big serve, it's an overpass, and out. Slovenia inch ever closer. They're within one now. And a timeout call, this time from the USA. They're up 16-15 in set 3.
Coming in hot. All right, Mo, you'll talk us through, be on our seams. What is the one seam we want to give her more, and we'll crowd a little? Okay, so let's crowd the other way.
Here we go.
Get a nice hold on that.
USA! USA! Oh. Here we go. Here we go.
So Karch using the timeout just to discuss serve receive with his players. And I do like that he takes the time to ask them, which direction do you think is easier for her? And then they're going to crowd in the other direction. So they're going to leave open the way that she doesn't want to serve. Just little mind games of volleyball. Great pass from Hentz onto Evans. And Franti just a little bit too quick on the draw. Gonna connect too fast on that ball and get too much underneath it. Swing from Shifter. Back out to left side. And off the block, and Slovenia now pull ahead. It's a very fast offense. Nice high set coming from Maje. Mutual just has lots of time to get underneath it and connect with it high. Big topspin serve. Plummer handles it. Franti is blocked, and that is huge for Slovenia. Big wind up. But we'll have the Americans taking another timeout. They're now trailing 16-18 in set 3.
A sliver at one edge or the other. Maybe switch it up a little. We can get a big swing for Annie in the middle.
Come on! We don't have to do anything outside of ourselves, right? Our USA good is so much better, okay? Here we go. Right here. USA! USA! Okay, we rise up here, USA. Right here, y'all. One right here. I'm good.
Take a look at the last 10 points. And Slovenia have had a run of it. 4 points in a row for them, and that's brought them from 2 down to 2 up. Huge serve and an ace for Shifter. What a time for it. Out of the timeout as well. You sometimes have players going a little bit back on their serve, not wanting to miss. Shifter goes for it. She's now the highest point scorer on court with 11. That one just wide, but what a run from Shifter. Slovenia have an opportunity for an upset. Washington floats the serve in. And that's gonna touch the antenna before it touches the block. USA slowly chipping away at it. Pugil wanting that line shot so bad, just saw a glimpse of daylight to the right of Evans. To Pugil again, this time covered off the block. Great effort to put that back over. But this one's down, and Ogbogu going to end the point. Franti opting for the tip, and it just caused chaos. Zatkovic there to cover. This was the play to end it. Ogbogu just getting a touch off of Planicec. A good serve, Shifters on it. It's a quick one through the middle. Drews with the tip. Out to left side. Evans to Franti. And that's off the block and into the antenna. Slovenia C20 before the Americans do. First two sets both went the way of the United States. 25-13, 25-13. Different look in set three. Slovenia up 20-19. Huge block. That is massive. Puchel and Milicic. They have timed this to perfection. It's actually Milicic getting in that last second wipe over top. 21-19 now. On to Plummer. Oh, and the missed swing from Ogbogu. The set not exactly linking up. She'll just get fingertips on it, and it's out wide. Planicec just into the netting. So 20 serving 22. There's 2 points in it, 3 points for Slovenia to take the set. The Americans would love to have a three-setter. Plant them squarely in the top two after day 3 of competition here in Łódź. Touches off the block. 23 for Slovenia. Puchel coming through in those big moments. The mental toughness at 17 to be able to be doing this against the best in the world. So much potential on the Slovenian team. Good coverage. Out to left side. Good cover off the block again. Tight set. Good defense. Out to Puchel. Plummer's on it. Franti tips it. And it's just a free ball. Hentz will take it. And the block! My goodness, 24 points for Slovenia. So you're saying there's a chance. Slovenia with 1 point to take the set. So it's the setter, Pogačar, with the ball on the baseline. 24 serving 20. Oh, out of system for the Americans. And the call is 4 touches. My goodness, Slovenia take the set 25-20. And we are on to set 4. The Americans going to regroup after that set, and they're taking some time on court just now to discuss what they need to do. There's your confirmation of scores. USA take set 1 and 2, 25-13, 25-13, but it's Slovenia coming out on top in set 3, 25-20. Here's a look at the stats, and take a look at the attacks from Slovenia. They've doubled the Americans' attacks. Usually we see that completely opposite. Even with Slovenia's increased errors, they just played such a strong offensive game. And that's the benefit when you have nothing to lose. You can just commit, go for those shots, try and find those lines, and sometimes it's just going to work out for you. Huge blocks from Slovenia this set as well. Shifter and Puchel right up in the highest scorers on court with Ogbogu, Larson, and Cook. The Americans not getting nearly as many attacks off. The set's just not linking up as well, so more free balls, more tips. Some of them, like that one from Plummer, working out really well, but great coverage from Slovenia too.
Flex, support. Szanowni Państwo, jeśli 2-1, mamy czwartego seta, to myślę, że...
There's that last point. So the touch off Hentz and Plummer meant it was 4. And here's your serve placement for the United States so far this whole match. They're keeping things on the left side. So usually serving from the left as well. They're keeping a lot of it down the line. Here's the ones from Slovenia, completely different. They're keeping lots in the center. So both teams, neither one keying a player, but more keying an area on court. And as we heard from Karch Karai earlier in the American timeout, they're just trying to find the seams. States trying to reduce the seams as much as they can and open up court where they know the Slovenians don't like serving. As you can see, they're keeping about 2/3 of the serves through the center.
Dobrze, szanowni Państwo, zrobimy jeszcze krótką ankietę, bo polscy piłkarze są najlepsi na świecie. W związku z tym też wiedzą najlepiej. Kto uważa, że bez wschodzi się w 4 setach, robi teraz hałas. 3, 2, 1, teraz. A kto uważa, że zobaczymy dzisiaj tiebreaka, robi hałas za 3, 2, 1, teraz. Wy chyba jutro do roboty nie idziecie.
Both teams on court now. Libero's in, and it's the team in red that's going to have the serve to start us off. Carlini keeping things down the line. Quick offense. The tip is covered. Drews through the block. So the Americans on the scoreboard first. But again, the Slovenian team clearly can't count them out because what a set they just had. Carlini just sailing it short. Nice topspin serve from Puchel. Push through the block. And again, the Americans not going for those big swings just yet. Just trying to work their way around high hands. That's a great set off that pass. Carlini setting from backcourt to Plummer. Shifter diving to try and get underneath it, but she's just a second too late. So again, Plummer very capable of absolutely whacking it, but she's just gonna go for the volley. Doesn't bring her hands up until the last second, making it tough to read. Tip is covered, Drews is under it. Big swing, Puchel makes some contact in the backcourt. That one coming hard and fast from the American. 88 kilometers an hour. Hardly have time to blink before it's at you. Plummer, and there she is. That is why Slovenia stay on their heels when Plummer is swinging, because she can do this 89 kilometers an hour. Pogačar is behind it, and it's still not enough. Float serve into Maja. That one will be good for Slovenia, off the block and away. To Drews. Good block. Nice spinning set from Carlini. And down from Ogbogu. Slovenia, again, they pop it up and they just know what's about to happen. They're all waiting for it, trying to be ready. Fair play to Puchel getting behind this one from Plummer, but an open net for Ogbogu. Float serve onto Puchel. Set out to the right side, bit of a miss swing. Drews finding the left side of Puchel. A bit of frustration coming from her on defense. She's just a few inches off every time. That's a big block from the Americans, and they are back on their blocking game. Timeout call from Slovenia. USA up 8-2 in set 4.
You pass the ball 1 meter, 1 meter far from the net, and she spiked in this situation. And we play for that. Okay. Esclamativo and eyeball, please set in form. We can. Okay? Come on, side out. Reception and play. Come on.
Slovenia looking to put a stop to the onslaught from the Americans. They stayed with them the entire third set and were able to pull it out at the very end, taking it 25-20. But the Americans back on an early lead, 6 points between them. Set out to Shifter. What a swing from Shifter, are you kidding me? That is steep and sharp. Very calm going in, waits for the ball to find its peak. And that is lovely. Drews swinging for high hands, just missing out on some fingertips. Zakovic rolling it over the net. Again, Plummer just putting a free ball over. Out to Shifter. Another big one. Plummer off the block. Maje's beneath it. Out to Shifter again. This time the tip is dug. Oh, and that's a really sharp tip into the pot, but pushed really hard, kind of catches Zakovic off guard. Just the redirect from Drews. Should be said as well, Shifter herself, the other outside hitter, also just 17 years old. The middle, Milicic, only 18. So a very young Slovenian team and so much talent. It'll be a really fun team to watch in the years to come. Out to Plummer, and Plummer. That is so sharp. She gets her thumb right down, and she gets so much spin on this ball. Good cover from Drews off the bicep in the right spot. And 4 for the Americans. Good effort to try and bring it back, but doesn't come back. Puchel just not connecting with that second ball very clean. Shifter going to try and bring it back, but this was a big ask. Bit too much heat on it from Drews. So freebie for Slovenia, but they have 6 points to make up for. Beautiful cover on this. Oh, so good from Bogacar. Lining up to set. Everyone on the American team thought she was going to set, and just the redirect over. That is entertaining. And it looks until the last second like it's coming out of her hands forward. Freebie for the Americans this time. Good lift off that very fast pass from the serve. Plummer. Big pipe attack from the back court. Struck this with menace. Look at that, breaking 100 kilometers an hour. Big swings from her. Planishek trying to get up and over there. Even if she is lined up, big ask to block something coming at you that fast. And the block is onto the side of the Americans. They're just inches off the net more than they needed to be. You can see the frustration from Washington as well, getting that block and then seeing it land at her own feet. So another one for the Americans. A few more errors creeping in for Slovenia. That'll be the 16th service fault, compared to only 10 from the USA. Bit of a tight pass, just the reach to put it over. And no coverage behind Cook. Washington making a move to be there, but not quite in time. So another block, this one for Milicic. Drews gets a big touch. Shifter trying to get underneath it, and she does get a hand under it, but a little bit too much on top. She's just a half second early on that. She had just contacted that when her arm was coming up. It might have popped up. Good up from Wongerantes. And that one is just through the block. The Americans increase their lead. They're doubling the score of Slovenia right now, 16-8. And a nice swing from Milicic through the middle. It's a really fast connection that she has with Pogačar. Puchel rolling it over the tape. Drews high off the block. She gets up and right over it. Looks like it takes a blow off Schifter's shoulder. Right through her arms, making contact with her head on the way. Pogačar finding Schifter, and that's a great swing from her. She opens up her body as though she's gonna swing in the cross, and then she gets her thumb really high up. Just gonna redirect it back more into that 6th position. I don't think the Americans were ready for it. Substitution for the Americans.
Substitution, player in, number 5, Alexandra Franti.
So Franti's coming in, Onkwagu's coming off. It's a nice float serve. Schifter hammers it. Cook is underneath it. Schifter again, this time finds the line, but it's just too wide. That was a close one. She was changing up that offense, just changed a little bit too much. So timeout call from Slovenia. US up 19-10 in set 4.
Now they are ready to go. If you play Alma and over, they are ready to go there. So Alma and open sometimes, Alma, now play long distance and open, okay? One side out.
And that is an important thing to remember. It's just one side out. You're just wanting to get 1 point at a time. When you're in a position like Slovenia right now, where you're down 19-10, it can feel very, very daunting. So you can't really focus big picture. You're just gonna focus on getting that next point, getting that next side out, bringing some momentum back to your team. And an ace for Franti. Puchel just gets caught with this lethal float serve from Franti. Very little movement. Almost has some sideways spin on it. Puchel just gets her platform up too high. This one will come back over in the form of a free ball. Huge block. Schifter and Planinchek. Both of them not sure where it went. That was struck so hard and so fast. They'll be happy with the point regardless. Carlini back in. Out to Drews, the roll shot over, the pancake is there. No one underneath it for the second touch. That first one from Mage, really good, but just a bit low for someone else to get under. Big swing from Zakovic. And the call is net touch. One of Plummer or Washington made contact. Just rolling it over the tape. Drews! Huge left arm. That was really, really steep from her. So 10 points between them. Plummer on the baseline. She has a lethal serve as well. It's passed well. Out to Puchel. Off the block. Oh, and just too many deflections. Off the block, off Drews. Plummer diving for it. Wongarantes diving for it. She gets a touch just as it's hitting the floor. Great pass. Well, the slide is dug very well from Zakovic. And it's the pokey into the back corner. A little bit of beach volleyball for everyone. Oh, that's a fast offense. Good cover from Drews. Slovenia go again. Out to Puchel. The roll shot is covered. Plummer! And that is such a sweet pipe attack. Really, what can you do when it's coming at you this fast? 95 kilometers an hour this time. So first of 11 match points for the American side. Plummer's under it. Miscommunication. Plummer will take the set. And the swing to end it. And that's just poetic into the airspace of the USA middle. Slovenia doing the best they could to throw up a block in front of it, but again, there's not a lot you could do. So the USA take the match. Here's a look at your last point. It's one from a shifter just up to Agbogu. She's had a few of those today already, and she has put every single one away. So good game. It's the USA that take the victory, 3-1. Ahead of Team Slovenia, 25-13, 25-13. Slovenia takes set 3, 25-20. And the USA come back to take that final set, 25-13. Yet again, here's your stats for the entire match. Again, the USA on 3 of 4 sets, besting Slovenia on attacks. The blocks, USA also improving on, and then Slovenia with some errors creeping in. They had a few during gameplay, but it was mostly serving errors. They were really trying to push those lines, make sure that the USA wasn't passing in system, try and throw their offense off as much as they could. You run the risk of increasing those unforced errors when you're playing that sort of game. We saw it today, but it did work for them in the third set. Definitely an upset. Not something the USA will have wanted. They'll be happy with the win, but will have wanted that 3-0 on the scoreboard as opposed to 3-1. So look at the serve percentage for the United States. 88% in, 12% error. Most of them short into the net. They love a good float serve that just kind of drops over. Slovenia only 72% in, creeping up to 28% error into the net and out the back. So really trying to push those lines. Ended up only paying off in the one set, but an incredible game by both teams. Huge rallies. Slovenia doing a great job sticking with it. And there is your look at our match day wins for Germany, Italy, Poland, and the USA. Korea, Thailand, and Slovenia all take sets off their opponents today. We'll get a look at the standings as well. Here it is after our third day of gameplay. Your first two teams as it stands are the USA and Italy. Still lots more games to come. And again, those top two teams going to secure a place in Paris 2024. Thank you so much for joining myself, Kennedy Mason, here in the Atlas Arena in Lodz, Poland. We are done for the day, but more games coming at you tomorrow. Make sure you tune in to more Volleyball World TV, and we will see you shortly.